Well, hey, good morning. It is Tuesday, and a change of character. I am driving over to meet my running partner so we can go for a walk. I don't know what's going on with her, but running is just not happening lately. So, got the dog in the car. We're gonna walk the dogs and get some coffee and just catch up on life. It's great. Having friends is so wonderful and so necessary. I'm a very lucky person. I don't know what else today holds yet. In my planning, I'm going to get the Warren Keelan pictures into the frames that currently hold my wedding photos to make me feel less sad when I'm home. Being in the house won't always, well, it will always remind me of being married to her, but I won't have to look at wedding photos that I love every single day. She is up in Oregon doing her horse trip, so I don't have the pressing fear of her coming in the house right now. So that's good. I've developed a different fear of, like, what if he were to come down to the house? Like, he's free now. What if he, and I know he will, like, I know that's absurd. You know, your brain does funny things. Like, since I don't have to worry about her, now I can worry about him. Or I fantasize about getting in touch with him and talking to him about how screwed up the situation is. But that's dumb too. The brain is weird. Good morning. I just had a nice walk with both dogs and good conversation. And even in the midst of it all, even knowing what I know and the process being what it is and everything, I still get choked up by certain things. I was talking to my running partner just about the process and being true to yourself and this and that, and let's see if I can do it now. That'd be a fun experiment. You know, when certain people or one certain person says things to me about just going after her money, it's hard and it's painful and it's not true. Nobody wants to feel like, oh, I'm a gold digger or whatever. I'm not. I'm going after what I'm entitled to help me be okay for a little while. I was trying to express it at the end and just say, I'm just trying to be honest and a good person, true to myself, and decent to her. You know, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm not trying to hurt her. I'm not trying to gouge her. And it still upsets me. Like, the thought of being thought of or talked about as something I'm not is upsetting, because I don't have a lot. I don't have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of stuff. But what I do have, like, I'm proud of my reputation. I'm proud of what I've earned. I'm proud to be thought of as good and honest and, like, straightforward. Like, people can rely on me and people can trust me, and I'm a good person to have on your side. And to have the person I've given everything to undermine that in a way that could potentially be really powerful, that's hard, because she knows better than anyone how good I am. It's gonna be a hard day. I don't want to sit and do my financial disclosures and spend the day thinking about divorce. Hey, I have been a little heartbroken today. It's been a hard one. I think part of it is because I'm working on all my financial disclosures to more efficiently end my marriage. And I can tell you a secret I haven't told anybody. I don't really want to not be married anymore. I would really like my old relationship back, or at least the way it felt back in February and before. I would like a break from the pain and the uncertainty, and I would like my exuberant outlook on life and relationships and love back. I'd like that today. I don't like looking out the window and feeling alone. I've got a really nice view, and I look out and I just think, like, oh, it's so lonely out there. I'd rather be in a small place with somebody I really like, sharing space and having a good time. And you know, that's what our first apartment here, God, our apartment in Boston was tiny, and we were happy. We were falling in love, and we were in love, and it was great. And it was cramped, and that was okay. And the stove was small, and that was okay. And then we moved to our first apartment here, and it was still small, but we were great because we loved each other, and it was great. And the place we live in now is bigger than that, and it's great, except she's gone and doesn't love me anymore. So now it's not great. The place doesn't matter. I live in this great place by myself, which makes it not great, which makes me sad. I would easily give it all up for happiness, for love, for a relationship where I felt cared about. I wouldn't even think. I wouldn't even look back. I'd leave everything behind just for love. My outlook's a little bleak today. And I'm not sure why it's so bleak. I mean, I'm lonely. And all my friends are away, so I feel alone. But the thing I keep thinking about is, like, I'm waiting for something. I don't know what that, like, it's always like I'm waiting for something. I was just thinking a minute ago, I'm waiting for my friend to get back from Europe. Like, when she gets back, I'll be better. But that's not exactly true. Like, it'll be nice to see her, but she doesn't make me whole. She doesn't make me perfect. I just miss my friend. And I wonder if that's just a tactic I use to get through. You know, I just set these little markers in the future. Like, oh, well, when she gets back, that will be better. When X happens, that will be better. When my wife moves away, it will be better. And I'm wondering if those things are true. Will these external things make me better because they'll relieve stress or pressure or anxiety? Will they make me better? Or does it have to be generated from inside? Am I just looking for external things to make me better when I need to do the work inside? I don't know how to do the work. I mean, that is kind of the problem. Like, do you elect to suffer with the belief that will make you better? I don't know. I've tried to take to heart today the things that I was reading yesterday about sitting with your pain, about pain or loneliness being part of the human experience. So stop running from it and just sit with it, and just don't feed into it, but recognize that it is. And then it's the and then I'm having trouble with. And then what? And then push it aside. And I don't think you're supposed, I don't think it's a pushing it aside. I think it's more like a living with it. And as you, instead of fighting it, you know, so I have this loneliness. I do. I'm lonely. And I know I'm lonely, but instead of fighting it, it's sort of I'm lonely, okay? And now what? Like, it's there, it's present. Like, I recognize that I'm lonely, but it's not going to kill me. You know, like, I'm lonely. Am I gonna die from it? No. Am I in harm's way because I'm lonely? No. No, I'm just really, really freaking lonely and I hurt really bad. Okay. Yes, I'm lonely. And it sucks, and I know that. But I'm recognizing that I'm lonely, and what? And then what? And I think that takes practice, because I don't know and then what. Now, the first few steps I get, I'm lonely, yes. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna be hurt. Cool. So we've got all those checked off. Now what? Now what do I do? That's where I'm stuck. I don't know what to do next. Am I a good enough person yet for somebody else? I don't know. I feel like maybe I should try that because I'm lonely. So if I was suffering less, if there was somebody else for me to put time and energy into, as my wife is doing, I would be less lonely. So what's wrong with that? And that's what I don't know. That's where I get confused. Do I need to be completely at ease with myself? Do I need to be able to tell you, like, I could sit by myself alone in a room for a week and be okay? Is that when I know I'm good to pursue a new relationship? Because the truth is, I have never ever been okay alone by myself for a week. I don't work like that. But should I be able to work like that? Is that an aspiration I should have? Do I need to work on getting to that point? I don't know. It doesn't feel like something I want. Why would I want that? I like people. I don't know how to answer these questions. So I think when you're a little prone to existential angst, as I think I am, I don't know what the right answer is. You know, reframing the one picture, taking her out of the frame and putting the picture in the frame, made me sad. I thought it was going to be totally empowering, but it wasn't. Because I love that picture of her. I took it and I was proud of it and it was beautiful. I looked at the new picture up on the wall and it's pretty, but it has less depth. The picture that was there of her was a trip we went on, and her, and I remember the moment I took the picture and how much in love with her I was. So to take that down and put up a print that I chose, that I very much like, I feel really mixed about that. I know I should. I know it's important to do, but maybe it's those awkward steps you have to take to move on. She's taken lots of them. She's moved on. She's gone, right? So then I'm just being an idiot. Like, if I'm living in our house feeling sentimental over pictures of her that she wouldn't feel sentimental over, then I'm being a fool. I would continue to entertain the idea that she would come back. And if she had died, then I could see leaving the pictures up, you know, in memoriam, and just because she's my lost love. But she didn't die. She willfully left and hurt me every step of the way on the way out. So you don't memorialize that person. You take their pictures down and put new things up and say, I'm moving on. And it sounds so good. And if I had theme music behind me and I was like, I'm taking down the pictures and moving on and I'm going to be stronger for it. I'm taking down the pictures and moving on and I'm going to be stronger for it. I'm taking down the pictures and moving on and I'm going to be stronger for it. It sounds good, like it would be a nice montage. But the reality of it is harder. At least it's harder for me. Because I was so fully in that relationship, and it's still a fight to believe that it's gone, that it's dead, that it's over, that she isn't who I thought she was. It's easier to think she messed up and she's coming back than to digest she's gone. And it's amazing how it changes with my mood. You know, how strong days I feel one way and how weak days I feel another. And today is definitely a weak day. I hope I can ride, and I hope tomorrow's a strong day, and I will feel differently. There's so many little lessons you take, you know, learning about yourself in a process like this. You know, where you're strong and where you're weak and where you deceive yourself and where you don't, and what you think will be hard that isn't, and what you don't even see coming that's blindsidingly difficult. You know, the kid thing. Oh, so hard. I think it's hard because of this. I don't need to have children. I don't have this like universal paternal, like I don't have to have kids. I would have loved to have had kids with her. It would have been something we did together out of love, because I loved her. So we would have created this life in love. It would have all been about love and beautiful. In my belief, it would have been two people that passionately loved each other that had a kid. And that's beautiful. And the way I tell the story now is, well, I don't know, you know, she fell in love with him and immediately wanted children. So it's either crazy, you know, just bonkers crazy, or so much different and stronger than what we had. But I can't wrap my head around that because we had so much. So what are the odds that you have, she met me and had so much, and then met him and had so much more, so much so that it was worth destroying this one? I don't feel like people get that lucky. Not to be cynical, but if you find true love in someone, which she did in me, which she told me for years she did, and then you find true love in someone else, I mean, it undermines the first true love. It makes you think, well, maybe it wasn't true love. Maybe that's just her form of expression. But that's not a movie I've seen before. You know, I've seen enough romantic comedies where people find love and they endure things and they find true love. I haven't seen that movie, and let me know where I should look, where the protagonist finds true love and then shortly thereafter finds more true love or truer love. Because for the initial true love, me, that sucks. A week from right now, we'll be done with mediation, or we'll be done with what I think will be a very intense mediation session. I think it's going to be ugly and go badly. And then a couple days after that, she'll be having surgery and will be off her feet for 2 weeks. The mediator won't be available for probably 6 weeks from next week. So we'll see the mediator and then probably have, at least 6 weeks, you know, until probably the beginning of September before she can meet again. And in that time, more than likely, the house I live in will get listed and sold. My wife and I will divide up all the physical assets of the stuff of our life. She will probably move away. I'll go back to school. I might do a coastal road trip just to escape San Diego for a while. Oh, it's gonna be weird. So that will all happen before we come together again to do the final agreement on the end of our marriage. Gosh, that's weird. And every step we take is a step farther apart. And on the one hand, I guess that's good. She's given me no false hope. She's out. She's gone. From the day she got back, she has been gone. So all this pining I'm doing is my own doing. It's me being me. It's me suffering at my own hand for the way I love. Courageously and openly and risk-takingly. Just, I throw myself into it. And I don't regret it. I'm just suffering for it right now. And I think at some point I will look back at this and think, well, that was better than if she'd had second thoughts and came back and then went away and played with my emotions. So the grass is greener, right? I'm still desperate for contact right now, but contact would be bad for me because she's definitely going. But on the flip side, it's so cruel to just cut it off and not make sense of it and not help me deal. And I know she thinks she can't be the person to help me deal, but I don't know. She broke my heart. She understands me better than anyone, so shouldn't she help me a little? Like on a meta level, couldn't she help me? Or was just totally removing herself the best way to go? I don't know. On a day like today when I'm lonely and I just want hugs and I just want comfort, and I think the reason I don't love my life right now is because of the pain and because it's devoid of her. This recovery sucks. I need to try and stay emotionally elastic enough so that I don't suffer some weird PTSD from this. I would love to hear what people think. Like if I am fooling myself and people do this all the time, let me know. It just doesn't seem normal. It's not been my experience where people go from in love with one to in love with another immediately. I mean, don't people have to grow apart and people have to grow together? It's, you know, like we were linked, and then boom, like apart. Not like, it was just like, and then she linked in with somebody else. Like people don't do that. And maybe if you're two people floating in space and you meet each other and you're like, oh my God. But if you're locked in with somebody good, how do you, like, me, her, we're linked together. I'm trying to hold on to her, right? Always, like I'm trying to improve the relationship. How does she just go when I'm doing everything I can to make the relationship good? You know, it's not like I was some meathead guy not paying attention. I was paying so much attention. I don't know. It doesn't seem normal. It doesn't seem good or healthy. And maybe my problem is I'm looking at the things she's saying and doing, like wanting a family, moving away, buying property, changing what she wants in life. And maybe I'm taking all of these things as concrete evidence of the differentness and betterness of that relationship. And maybe it's not as strong. Maybe that evidence isn't as strong as I'm building it up to be in my head. Maybe none of that matters, but it feels like it matters because it's all better than me. And I used to feel special, and I don't feel special anymore. I don't.